God's promise telling you and not a false promise?
That's a good question. Now just be quiet. No, I'm playing. I'm playing with you. Beth, that was an awesome question. I mean, awesome question.
Very good.
Now, anybody got an awesome answer for that? No, I'm playing.
If it's in the Word.
There's a Rhema word.
Matthew 24.
I know. I rub off on her and she rubs off on me. So she's getting smarter and I'm getting crazy. You ever see it? We're right each other, rub off each other. She's getting smarter and I'm getting crazy. All right, ready? Here we go. Oh, she's precious. I told her today how precious she was. Okay. So now, there's something called the Rhema word. The Rhema word is a spoken word to your situation that God can speak it to you through another person. God can speak it through your heart. God can speak it through your spirit. God can speak it through a song. God can speak it through circumstance. But a Rhema word is when you hear the Rhema word, again, that's the spoken word applied to your circumstances, then it's good as done. A Rhema word, I've been going through I may be going through something like with Mama. They told Mama, but she had 9 blockages in her heart. 9. She was very severe diabetic, and so she had coronary artery disease. And when they got her to the hospital to check her heart, she had 9 blockages. And they said this was going to be a tough operation to try to fix what's wrong with her heart, because her heart was just blocked everywhere. And so we were sitting there, and Mama wouldn't talk to my brothers or my sister about this, because they at a time were not serving God, and they also were very negative. And so Mama and I were faith partners. And so my sister went up to her and said, look, if you want to go, it's okay. You can go. I said, Tammy, do you mind? Just don't encourage Mama anymore, okay? And my brothers didn't know what to say, my dad. So I go in there one day, and I'm with Mama all by herself. I would try to visit her when she was really, really sick. I would try to visit her at times when the rest of the time I weren't there. So I could talk alone with Mama about spiritual things. And so Mama said, son, I noticed it's a rough operation. She said, God gave me a dream last night. It was so real. It was like I was right there. And I don't know what to think about it, but can you kind of tell me what you think? I said, okay, Mama, tell me. And Mama said, I looked up, and there was the heavenly choir. And she said, I saw my mama, and I saw my aunts, and my granddaddy, my grandmama, my aunts, and all this. And said, they're all up there. And said, and then I got called up, and I got up and stepped in the choir with them. She said, what does that mean? Am I going to die? I said, well, if all the people that was in the choir was dead, it could be. I said, but you named all the people that weren't dead in the choir. I said, so it lets me know that God's not going to take you till they go. You went in after they went. And she went, wow, I didn't think about it that way. I said, God gave you a Rhema word through a dream that you're not going to die. And so I told Mama, I said, so here's what I want you to say. Thank you, Lord. It's not my time yet. And this was a bad operation. And she said, okay, thank you, Lord, it's not my time yet. So the day came, the next day or so when they had the operation, we're all around her bed, and everybody's crying, and they're trying to look strong, but they're still crying. And so when they come to take her out, I said, can I follow her to the surgical room? I said, sure. Because all I was her son, I was her pastor. And so I walk out, and I walk up and hold her hand, and we're walking all the way through the hospital. And I said, Mama? She said, yes. I said, remember that dream? She said, yes, sir, I sure do. I said, I know what they said. I said, but remember what God told you. It's not your time yet. Mama said, that's right. I said, how about do me a favor and say it? I said, because it gets power. Power when it comes out of my mouth is powerful. When it comes out of your mouth, it's super powerful. Because now you're confessing faith. She said, okay, it's not my time yet. And so all the way down to the hospital, I told her, I love you, Mama, and I'll see you when you get out. Because it's not your time yet. And so, Mama, the last thing she said when they took her through those doors, I said, Mama, let me hear you say it. She said, it's not my time yet. She goes behind the doors. I go back and sit with the family. We're all concerned because Mama's having this major heart surgery. I mean, anybody in their right mind would be concerned, but it's like, she might not make it, blah, 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 blah. And I'm so glad y'all didn't follow her down. And so, it took a little bit longer than they were thinking. And then when they finally brought her out, I said, "Oh, y'all be ready," because nowadays it's not so bad, but back then, you really look bad after open heart surgery, really look bad. All the tubes out of you and all the stuff, and Mom was laying there and her mouth and face was swollen, and her tongue was hanging out, and I said, and so I walked in with them, and we looked at Mom for the first time, and everybody's crying, and I didn't like what I saw, but I said, "You got to be strong, because they need to see faith in action. It's not her time yet." And so I walked up to Mama. She couldn't hear. She could hear me, but she couldn't respond. I put my hand on her hands. Everybody else was talking, "We love you, Mama." And I just reached over to her ear, and I said, "Remember, it's not your time yet."
It's your heart.
Okay. She came out. She did fine. But because of coronary artery disease, her heart clogged back up. They tried to give her stents. And not only did it didn't clog on both sides, it just closed up the vessels. So they gave her, so they had to do another open heart surgery. So they did the other open heart surgery. And then it got bad again. And then they tried to say, "We can fix it with stents this time." It did the same thing. So she had like 3 open heart surgeries and 2 stent operations. And so they went through all this stuff. And so she was on the 2nd floor, because by this time now they removed one of her legs because of diabetes. So she's in there, and now they put a defibrillator in her because of her heart problems. So one day, her defibrillator went off 27 times. They told my sister, who was there, not to touch her, because she was defibrillating. And they took her and moved her to intensive care. I drove from Benson. I come over, and my brother and my sister in intensive care of my mom, and they've got the defibrillator stopped. They disconnected. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. And they're in there talking about, "She's going to die, she's going to die, she's going to die, she's going to die." I said, "Will y'all please stop it?" And they said, "We know what we see." I said, "I know in whom we believe." I said, "Now please get out of here." They said, "Mama can't hear you. She hadn't been awake all day." Watch this. I walked over to Mama, and I held her hand, and I leaned over, and I said, "Mama, it's not your time yet." And she said, "I know." And she just grinned. They found out that her potassium level was low, and that's what made me go off. So they got her potassium white, and everything was fine. It was all the way. I cannot tell you the times that they called her rubber ball, because she'd be at death's door, and I'd walk up to her and I'd say, "Remember, Mama, the rainbow word, it's not your time yet." And she'd bounce back. I mean, have a good time. It weren't just like she would just exist. But at the end, when she was going out of here, and she said she wanted to go out of here, and they'd take her off dialysis. She'd been out of dialysis for a month or so, and she was being poisoned. I remember that Sunday night, before she died, just a few hours later, I was sitting beside her. I just preached that night. I come in, I sat beside her, I was reading the Bible. And Mama hadn't talked to anybody in 2 or 3 days. Her eyes had busted open. She'd thrown up so much because she had a tumor in her stomach. She'd thrown up so much that her implants had exploded, and her eyes were just black. And Mama had been turned toward the wall, hadn't talked to anybody. And about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, she turned around and started talking to me. I said, "Mama, you're talking to me." The doctor said, "We don't know why she's living. She should have been gone a month ago. Why is she still living? We don't know." Mama looked at me, and I said, "Mama, you want to go, don't you?" She said, "Yes." And just the day before, I told her it wasn't her time yet. The Lord spoke to me, and He said, "Now why are you telling her that? For her or for you?" And so I reached over to Mama, and I said, "Mama, I know God can heal you, but He's going to heal you on the other side with new legs and new eyes, and new kidneys, and new heart. It's going to be awesome, a new stomach." And so, Mama, this time, I'm telling you, it's okay. Let it go. And she turned around and went back to sleep. And we left, and before I could get home, they called us. She had died. But I believe, Beth, I hope you're getting the story. That was a rainbow word. It's not your time yet. And Mama held on to that thing for, I think, 5 years. That rainbow word. So that to me was a very powerful thing. It was so powerful. And she could have died time and time and time again. And my siblings were doing stupid stuff.
Have they learned from that?
I don't know. They're Lintons, I can't tell you.
Because if people have got the tubes in them, and even if they're just a little bit away, and they're hearing, whether it's family or whoever, talk and say, oh, she's so bad, I don't think she's going to make it, or, you know, this stuff. And they can't say.
I tell them all the time, they can hear you. I tell my brothers, tell my sister, my dad, I said they can hear you. Even if they not even, when they come to, they may not remember, but they can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Be quiet. If you can't be positive, be quiet.
The sense of hearing is the last sense that leaves the body.
That's right.
I tell you, when that came out of the operating room and they carried me to my room, and I don't remember seeing anybody because for some reason it couldn't open my eyes, but I heard this one person say, my God, look how bad he is, but I heard it.
That was me. Because I didn't know how bad it looked like when I was there. And so I was in just total shock. Now, I did say that.
Well, yeah, it is. It looks very bad.
Paige said, Mama, if you think he looks bad, you were so much worse.
Okay.
But she had Elvis Presley to come see her.
Oh. I told Bethany last night, that's funny. I said, Bethany, when we're in Walmart and we get lost, you always go to the side where the food's at, the deli, and you stay there. Do not move until I get there. I said, and she moved a couple of times. I said, listen, you stay there tonight? I said, unless Jesus, John the Baptist, or Elvis comes and tells you to move, you don't move. And she said, really, Dad? And I said, yeah, thank you very much.
I was in the hospital out there. This guy and his wife came up there and he was dressed just like Elvis, hair combed back just like
Purple.
him.
He was in a purple suit, she was in a purple dress. And here, I mean, I look up, here's Elvis. And you know, and he really, and I said,
Thought you died gone.
my first words, you look like Elvis. He said, I know people tell me that all the time. And I kept thinking, who are you?
I don't know, when he started
He was
praying
a
and
preacher.
yodeling.
He was a preacher, and he was just so wonderful. And he said, can I pray for you? Sure.
Did he get down on his knees and do like this?
He was
And he had him legs stretched out and went.
You know, and it was a place was called Graceland.
Yeah.
He said that if he hadn't been a singer, he'd have loved to have been a preacher. And he was Assembly of God.
And his
That's where he learned to shoot, be able to shoot.
his music, the music just for the church is gorgeous, and nobody ever really played that very much. But if you,
Oh yeah, well you know,
they really never
when I
played.
was a DJ in Benson, I was a DJ 2 hours a day. There was in the morning was the new country, then there was the old country, then there was me, and then there was new country, and then there was the oldies from the 50s. And so when I did that for 2 hours on Elvis's birthday, every year for 2 hours, all we played was Elvis hymns. And do you know I never repeated one in 2 hours?
Well, the hymns,
He loved them. He's just,
you very seldom do you ever get to hear those.
they're
And
awesome.
It's just gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Right before you look at it and say, hey, Mama.
No, it's very nice.
Okay, here